Hi, this is Bonnie from stampwithbonnie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Southwest Wisconsin, and I am here to show you today a tulip die from the new Stampin' Up! January through June mini catalog, and I'll just get right to it. Okay, so this is the catalog, January to June mini catalog. And that is on active right now until June 30th. And then from now until February 28th, we have this celebration catalog. So for every $50 that you order with stampwithbonnie.com, you would get one free item out of this catalog. So we have stamp sets, and we have pretty paper and more stamp sets, depending on what you like. For $50, you can get those items and more pretty paper. And I wanted to point out to you that this particular rainbow pretty paper does coordinate with the Rainbow of Happiness bundle that's on page 18 of this catalog. So you would like to have that paper, you got to get it now while supplies last, no doubt. Okay, some more pretty paper, simply marvelous. Gotta love the otters, they're stinking cute. And then for $100, if you had a $100 order, you could actually get a bundle, a stamp set with matching coordinating designer series paper, or look at those pretty samples. Or you could get a free special moments word set. And if you would happen to have a $300 order, you'd get this beautiful Calming Camilla stamp set available for you. So if you'd like to host a party, by all means, let me know, and I can make sure that happens. Also, we have a join opportunity. If you'd like to join my team with stampwithbonnie.com, you can get what we call our starter kit. And what it is, it's $99 worth of product. Excuse me, it's $125 worth of product for $99. You can order anything you want. And if you join during celebration between now and February 28th, you will actually get a choice of 2 free stamp sets. And the host sets and the celebration sets are excluded from this offer. So that is a super deal. So consider that. So celebration is always the best time of year. So getting down to business, I wanted to show you this tulip die. So this is part of the sweet flowering fields. And we have the flowering tulips bundle. And this is what I'm going to show you, how to make those tulips with these dies. And there's also the tulip fields bundle. So when you order the suite, you'd get everything on this page, which you'd get a ribbon, which is an evergreen, evening evergreen ribbon. Beautiful little gems, butterflies. Oh, they are so cute. They glimmer and shine, and they're very lightweight, easy to mail. And the beautiful designer series paper. Okay, so let's get down to business. So we're going to learn how to make the tulips. So this is what we need. So here's the rest of the dies for this bundle. This is Flowering Tulips bundle. And it's fairly easy to see what is here. These are leaves, flower stems, these cut out flowers, flowers. And I missed this piece. I gotta have one of them right here. Okay, there we go. And this is a little checkerboard. You can cut out and make a design in your paper. And this is a running border of flowers and tulips. And again, here's our stamp set flowering tulips. It's got lots of pretty sentiments and flowers. These flowers are two-step stamping flowers along with these. And again, with our leaves and our stems. Okay, so let's get down to it. So in order to make the tulips, we need these dies in this order to make 3 flowers. Okay, so I have run these through the Big Shot, or not the Big Shot, the Stampin' Cut and Boss machine, and I have cut out my pieces. And if you're wondering how I got those pretty colors on there, I actually used the dies, and I'm using Rich Razzleberry, and I've got my Stampin' Right marker here, my Rich Razzleberry, and I've taken my die and my cut piece, and I just laid them together. And I literally just colored them in with my marker. And if you wanted to be fancy, you could probably run your sponge dauber or your blends markers, but I thought this was pretty much the fastest way to make that happen. So I did that. Just line the die back up with the paper and color it in. See how easy that is? I'm all about easy. I don't like to make things hard. That's why I thought these tulips needed to have an explanation. So we're going to put these tulips together, and hopefully it'll be about as easy as it comes. So there we have how we colored our tulips. How about that? That's pretty easy. Okay, so what we're going to need to assemble them is some glue dots. And so the mini glue dots from Stampin' Up, you can get those in the annual catalog. I'm going to be using a bone folder so we can kind of get some curve and text, some little depth to our project here. Okay, so I've taken the first one, and like I said, I'm going to give it a little swirl here. Okay, I'm going to take this piece, and because of the way the veins run, that's the up, and I'm going to take a glue dot. As soon as I find one, there we go, and put it at the bottom. And looking at where my veins are running, and I'm going to put that inside here. Like so. Again, with a glue dot on the inside. Close that up. And another glue dot, and that is our little tulip bud. Okay, great. So now our next flower. And these have little score lines in them. If you can see in the die, here, the die has a little score line right here. So when they cut out, they have that score line already there for us. So we can just fold it and see that. All right. So again, with our centered bud, we're going to put him a glue dot. And I like to think you can match him up down there. I like to center him in between those knobs. And then we'll put this glue dot in here. And then we can close up our flower. And there we have a tulip. Okay, great. Now our third tulip is folded on our score lines as such. And then we have 3 pieces this time. So we have the V piece, this, okay, so we're going to put that in there. And I probably should fluff that up a little bit for its dimension. Okay, so I'm going to put that in here, trying to get that centered. Okay, and then I've got my bud piece again. I'm going to put that in behind there again, I think. I think, does that look right? Or does it belong here? No, I think it belongs behind it. Whoa, flower got away. Okay. No, I really think it belongs in there. So we'll put it in there. And then I'm going to put a glue dot on each of these pieces on the side. Close up our flower. Like so. And like so. And then you can just work it a little bit, make it fluffy up. Very nice. Okay, so that is how you make the tulips. Very simple. They look very intimidating when you see them on the card, when you get them. They are very intimidating because there's so many dies that in this set, you just really got to stop and look and concentrate on them so you know what's what. So I'm trying to put them all back where I found them. La-da. Okay, so I've got my box, my dies. And personally, I use a magnetic card sheet. I keep them in my stamp set so that when I want to make this, I know where to find the dies. And for my own personal benefit, I did a picture of them and I slapped it in there so I knew how to put the dies back on. So I knew how they'd fit. Okay, so now I have not practiced this, but I am going to attempt to assemble a flower. Okay, so I have cut out a stem and some leaves. So I've got my stem. So I've got my leaves. And I've got some multi-purpose glue here. This glue and I do not get along, but I'm going to attempt to use it. And my silicone mat, so that if I get messy, I have stamped the leaf images with evening evergreen ink on the soft succulent cardstock. There, it's got that leaf attached. And I believe I'll put this one underneath. Just a little bit of glue. Oh, isn't that pretty? So we've got our leaf action now. Okay. So I think we should put our big tulip on there, huh? What do you think? Oh, yeah. We'll put our big tulip on there. I think I'm going to put some glue here on the end of my stem and glue my tulip on there. And there I have my first tulip. And this is why I keep the mat, because sometimes I put too much glue on. So I'm going to set that flower aside and I'm going to do another one. So I have my, again with my stem. All right, quick, throw some glue on there, put my leaf. Okay. And we'll put another tulip on the end here. And there we have a second tulip. Aren't they pretty? All right, now I got one more to go for our little bud that we made. Okay, so here's our stem again. Again with our leaf, so we'll just put that together. Okay. And then we'll just glue down our little bud. Okay, look at that. There I have my 3 tulips. Aren't they beautiful? So the reason I was making these tulips in the first place is I had made this card and I was just going to decorate it. And I haven't got it finished yet, but I was working on this. And I wanted to put these tulips somehow on the outside of this card. But maybe I can't. Then maybe I can. How about that? And if I put them on there, isn't that beautiful? So that's kind of what I was thinking about doing. So, all right. So there we have it. And thank you for watching. This is, again, Bonnie with stampwithbonnie.com and learning how to put together the tulip flowers.